Morning, everyone. It's kind of a humid, spitting rain every now and then. I do have my second producer, the assistant producer in the background. The producer is in taking a nap, as this day makes all of us feel a little sleepy. So the big joke is, when they go around looking for food, they're really kind of looking for the best lighting situation for me, and they discover there's no food, and so they just keep moving on. It's a joke between my husband and I, but I'm grateful that you're all here today, that you're watching my live videos, even if you're not live, if you're watching it later on, if you're jumping in the middle. I'm grateful that you are here and that you are listening, and that some of these are hitting home for you and bringing awareness. I think right now is the time of awareness. It is the first step in change. Thank you for the like. I appreciate that. Awareness is always the first step in change, of any kind of change, regardless of what you want to do, whether it's weight loss or changing something in the way you're thinking or feeling about things, whether it is changing something around your behavior, whether your goal is to get another promotion, a different job, a soulmate, still looking for your loved one, or building on the relationships you have with family and friends. Awareness is the first key. You can't change anything until you're aware of it. And so right now we are in this powerful state energy of awareness, which throughout the entire country, throughout the entire world, because of the coronavirus and then what's going on in the States, and it's creating a lot of opportunity for awareness, listening to both sides. And I challenge you to do that, whatever your opinion is, to listen to the other side. That makes you a more educated person as far as understanding the awareness of what's going on. You might not agree. I'm not asking you to agree with everyone. I'm just saying that we're talking about choices. So this gives you more choices. It gives you more of that place of choosing something perhaps different, or choosing that your beliefs and invalidating those. So awareness is the key, and that is where we are in. Awareness does tend to create energy of uncertainty. It creates energy of doubt, worry, fear, stress, because we're exposing ourselves to different. And anytime we're exposing ourselves to different, then the mind and the brain freaks out and goes, we're not doing different. Different is scary, change is scary. And then all of the things that I've talked about in the past, your neural pathways, the way you've originally thought that created action, starts moving in a rapid succession down the rut of thought to create the action that you've always had in the past. Well, here's what's fascinating about the human being and the human mind and the human brain. Neuroscientists have discovered that our brain is plastic. So that means is we can make changes. It's not like it used to be. Good morning. An old dog can't learn new tricks. We have old dogs just a can, and so can you. Your brain can be changed, so that's the good news. The mind can also be changed, the subconscious mind. All your belief systems and your emotions that it's harboring can also change for what you want and the choices you want in your life. Yesterday I talked about, good morning, Candy, glad to have you here. Yesterday I talked about the 8 ineffective choices and how we believe that we're making choices, but we're really giving away our power. We're giving our power away to someone else or something else, a circumstance. And so your choices right now about being in this awakened state with everything that's going on can ruffle your feathers. It can make you feel a little uncomfortable. So just be aware of that. That's part of the process of moving into understanding, and that's what's happening right now in our country and our cultures, that we're trying to understand, and we do that through talking. And I've heard more honest conversation in the last week than I have heard in probably decades, and I'm loving that. So be aware that there are opportunities to listen to other people's opinion, and it's nice to know that we have these opportunities to listen and to understand. That is the second stage of making sure of change. Awareness is first. Can't change anything until you're aware of it. Second is understanding. The third is making a plan and taking action. A lot of people get stuck in that stage. Today we're talking about choices and how this can be a sticking point excuse me, for people in the process of change, because we make ineffective choices. And one of those is we choose the process of a diet, especially if you're losing weight, you choose the process of the diet, the food plan, instead of the real result, the result you really, really, really want. And choice is about your primary or your number one choice. What is the real reason you are doing this? And what's the result that you want? And for most weight loss clients, the result they want is a number on the scale, which is really not an accurate measurement about what's going on in your body, unless you have one of those phenomenal scales that show you percent of weight and how much your bones weigh and your organs, so that you can really dial down how much fat you have. But again, it's still a number of illusion, because that number determines what you feel about yourself. If it goes down, celebrate with a dozen donuts. If it goes up, I deserve a dozen donuts. It's the same reaction and response. Therefore, I don't keep a scale in my home. I go to the doctor a couple of times a year just for wellness checkups. I know what I weigh. I know how I feel in my clothes. And if my clothes are getting a little tight, then it's time to cut back a little bit. If I'm down a little bit too much, then I need to add a little bit more food to my eating. But it's not the diet that is going to save you. It's just not. That's why so many dieters fail, is because they look at the diet, the process of their choice, to get to this magical number. If you choose a magical number to be your result, then choose something different than you've chosen in the past. For instance, for a long time, I wanted to be 130 pounds. And the subconscious mind, because I kept failing at the process, the subconscious mind set up a roadblock for me that couldn't happen, because I'd failed over and over and over again. So it's okay to have a number in mind, but that is not the real reason you want to release weight. So the number, a pound or two different than you've done in the past, and that will help you toward your success. The first choice, though, is to figure out why and what is going to happen when you get to this goal weight. And that is a driving force behind your commitment, behind your attitude about yourself. And so that primary choice, that number one choice about anything in your life, including losing weight, and I use losing weight as an example because it is the forefront. That's what I specialize in, is helping my clients lose weight, but I've also helped clients in all kinds of other things. Choices sometimes seem like they're real. I had a client once whose choice was this particular person that she married and had a couple children with, and after the second child realized that the arrangement, the choice, was really a business relationship, because that's what they thought they should do, and they were just kind of handy to have around, a lesser of two evils, right? And so they decided to move forward in the process of getting married. The wedding became the process for a while. That became the end result. They were more interested in the wedding, the party, than they were the actual marriage. And by the time they had their second child, there was this awareness that they truly never were in love with each other. They just followed a process that they believed would make them happy. And that's the same thing with weight. We follow a process, the diet, the food plan that we believe will make us happy. Why do you want it? Why do you want to be thin? And the question why is a really interesting question, because the question why is mental. It is a mental thought process. In other words, it keeps you in your critical mind, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's very important for us to also look at what are we analyzing, what's logical. So why do you want it? List the reasons why you want it. And then go to the question, what? What will happen when I get these results? And you might find there's some fear-based beliefs around what will happen if you get your results, whether it's losing weight, increasing money in your business, if it's finding that promotion or that other job that you love. It doesn't matter, or your soulmate. I'm not sure I think your soulmate is actually yourself. And once you come to love yourself, then if you are looking for someone to be in your life to love, they will happen in your life. If you have someone in your life, then the two of you will figure out some way to continue to be in each other's life and love each other and adore each other. Your soulmate is really yourself. That's my belief system. So what is the reason? What is it going to do for you when you get this result? This is how you can determine if the choice that you are making is the choice that's right for you. Because if you're, and I'm going to remember all inefficient choices, and I don't have them in my notes. So take a look at yesterday. It's actually in the comments if you don't want to look at the videos. I know for myself, I look up a lot of recipes because I'm sugar-free, dairy-free, and gluten-free. And so therefore, I make a lot of our own food and baked goods. And when I'm looking at recipes, I don't want all of the videos and blah, blah, blahs. I want to look at the recipe. I want to look at the process. Same thing here. Look at yesterday's. It's in the thread. So process is one of them. You put all your belief and choice into the process. You believe you have no choice, so you select the one of two lesser two evils. And I can't remember. See, I remember two out of 8. So go back and take a look at those. Where are you falling into? And ask your question, what do I really want as a result? What's the outcome of achieving this goal? And it could be tangible. It could be. And it could be emotional. It could be behavioral change. There's no wrong answers. These are your answers. And then the question why is always comfortable for us to ask first, because that puts us in our mental state of analyzing, which we're also very comfortable at doing, even though we don't think we are. Why do I want this results? That's the first question to ask about any choice. Choices should be results driven. And it's the result that you want the outcome for. So again, goal weight is a different scenario, but let's say you want to learn to play the fiddle. So the result of your choice is learning to play the fiddle. Why would start answering some of the questions around, is this really my outcome that I want? And what will happen when I get that? What's also going to happen too is you're going to decide if that's the real result you want. You might want to play the fiddle to impress somebody. That's giving away your power again. You might want to learn to play the fiddle because it looks like fun. That's a result that you want. Or music brings you joy and you just always thought it would be fun to learn how to, and joyful to learn how to play the fiddle. That's the what I want. The why is the mechanism around it, the real result. What is it that the result is? And that would be your goal. So for me, baking in a way that serves my eating habits is joyful. I enjoy it. It's a stress reliever. So the primary goal of having yummy things that I can eat in my home is supported by, I find it stress releasing, I find it joyful, I find it creative. So that's the what's happening in the results. Why and what will support you and tell you whether or not your choice is something that you want rather than you believe or you think you want. And the why and what questions will also lead you to the third phase in change, and the second thing about choices, and that is baby steps. Baby steps are the way you will achieve that goal. You don't pick up the fiddle if you decide you want to play it and play an outrageous, amazing tune. Bluegrass comes to mind right now. I mean, sometimes they are moving so quickly, their fingers are moving so quickly. You just can't do that. Most of us can't. I'm not saying all of us. Some people probably can. They played other instruments and they can pick it up and it's not a big deal. I don't have that experience. If I decided to play the fiddle, I can't pick it up and play Orange Blossom. I just couldn't. But yet I expect myself to. So taking baby steps of 1, even researching if that's something I want to do. 2, researching what instrument I want. Deciding if I want to purchase one or rent one, if that's a possibility. Deciding if I want in-person videos or in-person training, or do I want videos? Do I want virtual conferencing? How do I want to learn? So each one of those is a baby step. And again, you have the choice. You want to move forward or not? Is this really going to get me what I want? Is this going to get me the results or not? Do I want to commit to doing what's necessary to learn how to play the fiddle? And maybe I'm not, and that's okay. Sometimes we get into the process. I was just chatting to a friend yesterday and talking about wanting to learn an instrument. And so their husband was wanting to learn an instrument, got the instrument, and decided they didn't want it. And that same thing happened with me too, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Because you can always sell the instrument, return it if you're renting it. There's no wrong decisions, there's no wrong choices. However, you can create choices that it's getting you the results you want faster, easier. So, I'll make some comments in the thread below, giving you a summary of this video this morning. And please create other comments. What are your thoughts? What are your goals? What results do you want in your life, if you're willing to share that? I would love to hear from you. And this is being recorded on a Friday, so whenever you watch this, if it's on Friday, have a lovely weekend. If it's another time, then please put #replay so I know that you're watching and I can reach out to you. Have a lovely afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day. And take your power back and make the choices that you want in your life, rather than what you believe you should be doing or what others want you to be doing. Take your power back. Sending love. Until next time. Bye now. Well, thank you for the heart. I appreciate that.